Hi everybody, Matt and Paul here from Fiduciary Wealth, and on this video we're going to be talking about safety in Gibraltar for those relocating, and Gibraltar being the sixth most safe place in the world. Is that right, Paul? That sounds amazing.
No, that's absolutely true. If you look at the global safety index, besides some smaller territories, I think maybe Luxembourg and Monaco, I'm not quite sure, but there's five countries, city states, whatever you want to call it, that have a marginally higher safety record. But, you know, being ranked sixth ahead of countries like Singapore is quite a feat. Gibraltar has always been super safe. There's a strong police presence in the territory. And what you find is that when you're going through an economic downturn, there's always a risk, or if the economy is not resilient and is not strong, and public services are not what they should be, then you tend to have more delinquency, and you find that there's less safety on the roads, on the streets. But because Gibraltar is a relatively um, strong has a strong economy, then safety is not an issue. I think everyone has what they want and a bit more. And yeah, for someone coming from the UK, where you keep hearing, people are very worried, whether it's imaginary or true. But Matt, I think you'll have a similar experience when you speak to some people, particularly elderly people or people with
Yeah.
children. They say, "Oh, is no longer safe," and I'm very worried about coming out. I'd rather stay in my house. When you're old and you have time on your hands, and all you want to do is go for a walk to the park, and you're so scared that something might happen. Again, it might not happen, but it's in everyone's mind that they can get mugged or they can get assaulted. Then there's that unease. But that is not the case here. I'm not saying it's there's never any incidents, because that would be not correct. But I think by and large, whether you go out very early in the morning or very late at night, generally speaking, it's an incredible place. There's hardly any incidents, and you can enjoy your daytime, you can enjoy your nighttime, and your children can be out and about. Um, and generally speaking, it's an incredible place from that perspective, and it gives reassurance, I think, Matt, to anyone considering moving across. They look. I think we've mentioned it before. They look at schooling, they look at healthcare, and they look at safety,
Yeah,
because those are all emotional triggers. Yeah.
yeah,
They look at tax, of course. They want a benign tax environment. Um, but if they look at those three, and then they also look at lifestyle, then Gibraltar is a very compelling destination for permanent residency. I
yeah,
think it yeah, punches above its weight. It has an incredible active social life, sports and arts and craft, leisure. Whatever it is, there's a bit of something for everyone. And
yeah.
then in a safe environment, that can make a world of a difference to someone who's considering moving across from the UK to Gibraltar, that they can rest assured that they can live in peace and harmony, and they should not be overly concerned about what's going to happen when they leave their home during the day or nighttime, that they can enjoy their freedoms without having any concerns.
Yeah, no, I think it's incredibly important, Paul, and it's interesting. when I'm talking to people who are thinking about relocating, I can always tell the people who've been to Gibraltar before and the ones who haven't, because the ones who haven't might ask, "Oh, is it relatively safe here?" But anyone who's been there, even if you've been there, it's got that kind of even you've got that kind of safe feel. And as you say, it's because you can go out and about whenever you want. You see different types of people out and about. There hasn't, and it's not to make the UK seem like this kind of lawless society, but you're right. I mean, I left the UK 6 years ago. We obviously speak to people in the UK, and I think it's that fear that people have. And it's not just going outside, it's also people are a bit fearful in their own homes. You got kind of burglary and things like that. Which, yeah, we don't really see much at all in Gibraltar, I think.
I mean, from time to time, you hear about the burglary of a commercial premise, or someone might break in, but it's the exception to the rule. I
Yeah.
think generally it's almost it happens, very, very rarely. So you're right. I mean, burglary, that's another concern for British nationals, that you're sleeping at night, someone comes in and burgles your home.
Yeah.
It can't be more intrusive than that. Someone, breaking into your private space and taking your possessions. And to know that you can sleep comfortably at night, knowing that, that is highly unlikely to happen, um, is extremely reassuring for anyone coming across. You're coming over, and that's not an issue. And you're right. You mentioned you can almost group them between those who visited and those that haven't. That is very true. And if I can just say something which is unconnected but relevant, I think Gibraltar is not only safe. Gibraltarians generally are very friendly people.
Yeah.
I think you can compare them maybe to people in Newcastle and the Northwest or the South Coast. They are more friendly, and the Midlands, of course, Matt. But they are quite open and friendly. And another point that you mentioned is that it's cosmopolitan. You find people from different ethnicities and different religions, different languages, and everyone is coexisting in peace. That alone, it's almost a vibe. You don't have to. You just get that sense that you know everyone can just go about their business in peace, and that no one really cares that much, and that you can just you know get on with your life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I think we talk about many things in our videos, but we talk about the lifestyle, and we've often said the climate allows you to live a certain lifestyle, and it's more healthy and outdoors. But yeah, of course, that's the same, friendly, warm people who all kind of respect each other, that lack of fear of the crime and for those who want to enhance their life and enjoy what Gibraltar has to offer, it's here for them, isn't it?
It is, and I would also add one further point, almost at the psychological level. If you're a British national and you're thinking about safety, you come to a territory where the British flag is flying high. It almost gives you that reassurance that yes, I moved from the UK, but I'm still in the UK, for want of a better word. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
still in a British jurisdiction. This is still home. I still, the laws are the same. The schooling is the same. No matter what, I'm still in, within the British realm, within the
yeah,
British family. And I think it's probably quite difficult to quantify how much reassurance that gives an individual who's thinking to relocate to Gibraltar. But I would imagine, as I said, it's almost, they don't give it that consideration, but it's almost extremely reassuring and pushing them in the direction of Gibraltar, because they don't have to experience another culture, another language, and they are in a British territory.
no,
That's
I
carries
think
its weight in gold.
that's a really good point actually, because yeah, we talk about the positives, but say if something does happen to you, whatever that may be, I think a foreign country is difficult to deal with. especially if there's, language barriers, the treatment of certain things is different. It's a different culture. Whereas, of course, Gibraltar has a different culture to the UK, but when it comes to, the law, it's the same as the UK. So you can go with confidence then, right, I need to report this, or I need the support in dealing. Yeah, it's very reassuring that it's not something maybe that is at the kind of forefront of people's minds, but it's almost like you say, it's that vibe, for want of a better word. It's that feeling that you don't have to consider that because it's not a concern. Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a given, and maybe you don't put any weight on it because it's already a big tick on your list. When you're considering alternative residency destinations,
Yeah.
surely that carries a big weight in your decision making, because it's almost, yeah, I'm not even thinking about it, because it's probably one of the things that draws UK nationals in such large numbers to Gibraltar. It's the ability to be in a British jurisdiction, but enjoying the lifestyle and the safety.
Oh, okay. Well, if you are watching this and you're a UK national and you seriously consider Gibraltar as your new home, feel free to reach out to us and maybe we can help make that dream a reality for you. But for now, thank you. Bye bye.